These are 15 of Blox's best tricks, starting with getting launched high with fireballs and orbs. So first, you'll need a fireball and a moonstone orb. Now, jump in the air, and as you're coming down, throw a fireball down below you, and right after, quickly throw an orb. And this is all done very fast, like this. And with this trick, you can get launched over 500 blocks high, and you can also get launched towards the sides. But now, instead of looking straight down, look a bit slanted forward in a 40-degree angle. And with this, you can also get launched far and high at the same time. But next, to get farther and faster fireball launches, you can learn these two tricks. So, if I fireball normally, I can only go this far. But I can get the same distance in shorter durations. So, to do this, right before you fireball, do a 180-degree turn, and make sure your crosshair is slanted. Now, throw a fireball, and immediately, do a quick 180 turn back, and go forward. And now, you just did the same distance, much faster. But if you want to take this a step further, now, add bunny hops to your fireball jumps. So, just to show a comparison, I'll use B-Hop 3, and show the difference in the distance. But how this works is, with bunny hops, when you are jumping, you have more momentum, and therefore go fast. But even if you do it with fireballs, the momentum is still carried even if you're in the air. So you get an extra few blocks just by doing this. And this could be really helpful in game modes like Skywars. But now, this next trick is one of the most interesting ones yet. And thanks to the help of a friend, not Axe, if you're on a tower and need to go further, and all you have is snowballs, you can look down at the specific angle and jump. And as you jump, spam snowballs, and you'll go farther, like this comparison. Now that I've shown you how to boost yourself with snowballs, there are many other tricks to come. But before we move on to the next trick, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 12,500 subscribers, and if we hit there, then I'll release a banner montage in the White King Dream 12.5k texture pack. But next, have you wondered how to conserve ladders when going up a tower? Well, you don't need to use any blocks, but if you crouch on a ladder and wait a few seconds, then press space and place the ladder while looking upwards, then you'll save at least 50% of your ladders, like this comparison. Without this trick, I use 21 ladders, but with the trick, I only use 8 ladders, which is a massive difference. And especially in the Wood Factory map in Bed Wars, this can save you resources, considering ladders are expensive in Bed Wars. But like the last trick, where you conserve ladders, with this trick, you can propel yourself extremely high, with only 2 ladders and 3 wool. So first, place 2 ladders like this way. Now, on the ladders, place a wool block, and place the other 2 around it. Now, crouch on the ladder in the corners of the 2, and hold it for around 5 to 15 seconds. And now, release it, and you should be launched very high. So, let's demonstrate this in a game of Bed Wars. Nice. With this trick, I save many resources, but in Pirates, you might think that teams don't really matter in giving advantages. But they do, so if you can, try to join green team / blue team, where you have advantages over red or yellow. So, if you join green or blue, you will spawn on the cliff for the cliff map, where you have an easy navigation to the opponent's spawns in the ship. And for the treasure map, you can join green team and have the shortest bridging distance to middle. And that can give an advantage, where you can loot for gold axe and orbs quick, so you can rush bases extremely fast. But next, a trick in PvP against most players, especially some specific sweats, like Salichin as an example. You can tap crouch to get an advantage in fights, and what makes this good against players who take less knockback is, it will help slightly counter that, and could help combat laggy players. So let's demonstrate this with some PvP fights. now that I've shown the power of tapping crouch in fights, let me show you another method of using fireballs. So next, you can get knocked higher with fireballs by combining it with a moonstone explosive. So, to do this trick, first, place down an explosive, and wait for around the 7th tick. Or now, throw the fireball below you, and make sure to stay in the center of the explosive, and be aware of your HP. But if done correctly, you can get launched around 100 blocks high. But to make this trick even more effective, you can place 2 explosives quickly, then repeat the same steps, and this one is more difficult. And if you've done the steps correctly, you can get launched around 150 to 200 blocks high, which is almost double from using only 1 explosive. But in game modes like Bed Wars, breaking beds sometimes can be hard. So the next trick to break beds with defenders defending a 2-layer bed is to place wool blocks in lines to make them go around. Then when you're about to break the bed, place 2 blocks towards the top and break in and box yourself as fast as you can. Now break their bed and you can kill them. But next, if you want faster times in Evo Tower, then you can skip many jumps just with bunny hops. And in Evo Tower, jumps take up time. And if you want to speedrun, then you should be contacting the 4 or less. So, in some parts of Evo Tower, like this, you can easily just do a bunny hop and skip a jump. But now, to get up quickly in Lucky Towers, you can use remote explosives to do that. With remote explosives, you can place it right under you, and since you placed it and not someone else, if you detonate it, it will barely damage you. And now, detonate it, and you should get launched extremely high, way higher than any other item in Lucky Towers. Now, if you want to go way higher than your opponents, then you can do this with a floor creator. But I highly recommend mainly doing this when the ground is rising, where it can save your life. But you can do crouch pushing for 2+ blocks, way easier with this trick. So right as you jump, make sure to tilt your cursor slightly up with a block. Then now, slide your cursor down and quickly place blocks. With moving your cursor up with the blocks as you jump, it can make clutch pushing much easier. But now, to do an advanced trick that you can use in Bed Wars, tower higher than your opponent, is by first, place a 2x1 tower, and make sure that you're jumping at all times. But you must time your placement and movements, so you can gain extra height from moving forward, going up an extra block. But recently, blocks has added fall damage to Bed Wars, but you can easily mitigate this by simply, when you jump down, go to the front of the corner of a block and crouch. And when you get right next to the ground, place a ladder, and you shouldn't take any fall damage at all. And there are many mistakes that people make. A common mistake is not being in the correct position of the block. If you are in the correct position of the block, then the ladder would do nothing. And another common mistake is not timing your placement of the ladders correctly. So if you want to be extra safe, instead of placing 1 ladder, you can place 2, increasing your chances of clutching. But this final trick is one of the coolest ones yet on blocks, and isn't even patched yet. And Bluefly taught me this trick over a year ago. But you can go up through any block, even though there's no air. So first, break the following blocks, like how I do it. Now, place 2 ladders, and now hold W, and now spam a few orbs, but make sure you're aware of your HP, because you can easily die from this. And you can keep spamming orbs, and you'll keep going up through blocks. And this is also great for X-ray. And after teaching you 15 of Blockstyle's best tricks, I hope you enjoyed this video. It took a ton of time to make, and I would highly appreciate it if you would subscribe. We are trying to hit 12,500 subscribers, and if we hit there, then I'll release a bear montage in the Y-Taking Dream 12.5k texture pack. And you can also check out the shorts I post weekly on Saturdays, 6:30 AM Pacific or 9:30 AM Eastern. Plus, shoutouts to the channel members. But I'll see you next week.